Oh my god, what is this madness? I'm recording again. Somebody please stop me. Welcome, everybody, to another installment of Written Wednesday, the most obscure, probably nobody's watching show on the internet. And by show, I mean stream because I'm still stuck in 1997. So, yes, Meg, Mr. Fancy Hair. I am trying to get back into my workout routine, which I still need to have put together for that Road to Megaplex thing I was filming last year, detailing my workout routine. So I'm gradually getting back into that because I need another word other than because. Hey guys, I'm a writer. Let me show you how to abuse the same word 6 times in the same sentence. But no, I had kind of gotten out of working out. I don't want to seem over dramatic, but I think I kind of got into a toxic headspace about working on this novel where I grossly conflated its importance to being greater than my own personal health. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm dying, I'm so sick, or anything egregiously over dramatic like that, but it became easy as sort of my caveat and excuse, and I guess you want to watch this when working on a project, where you say to yourself, oh, I can make a meal, I can brush my teeth, I can work out, I can do all this other stuff later, but right now I have to work on this. And then eventually the ideas stop flowing and you get real hard on yourself because you've put what you're working on this pedestal, and to this degree where you're like, oh god, I have to get this done, it has to be before everything else. And then when you can't work on it, oh, I'm a failure, I'm failing all this stuff, I feel awful, and your mood just tanks. But there are scientific studies that prove I'm being invaded in the middle of a stream. By a phantom, no less! There's scientific studies that prove working out and exercise and taking care of yourself actually increases your... Yes, there's scientific proof that I'm being invaded. Says every nation at one point or another at some time in their long history. But no, there's scientific studies that come out that say that working out, taking care of yourself, and actually exercising and putting that stuff first actually increases your mood. So yes, there is a certain nobility of working and staying at a project and holding your face to the grindstone until you can feel the back of your head with your tongue from the front of your face. But yeah, maybe the Spanish Inquisition, I don't know. But at the same point, there's also a level where that stops being healthy, or stops being noble, or stops being decent. Yeah, nobody expects the likes. Okay, Sush, until someone else pops in here and takes it away from you, you have the best comment award. So, hang on. Shh. There you go. But yeah, as much as you want to force yourself to a project and focus on things, don't forget to take care of yourself. Because I've said it before, and I'll say it again, you are the single most important investment you're ever going to make. There's nothing beyond that. There is end of sentence. My personal philosophy, everything in moderation, including moderation, and I'm sure there's degrees to this, but I've yet to find too many of them. So bar none, the most important thing you can do with your life is take care of it. And take care of yourself. So for any one of these projects, as much as you want to work on it, if the ideas stop and you're getting down on yourself and you're saying, I'm a hack of a writer, I'm a has-been of an artist, I'm not as good as my contemporaries, I'm not a good musician, I'm not this or that, stop. Take time to yourself. Breathe. Exercise, go on a walk, do something that'll make you feel nice, and something that makes you feel nice constructively. Don't go out and eat like an entire Matilda Trenchbowl cake. because that's not going to go good for you later, and you're just going to be like, I am a fat, disgusting blob. Why did I eat that? And it's just going to continue that downward spiral of just horrible, horrible feeling. So yeah, motivation from a guy who has, I'm pretty sure if I had a handful of pocket change, I'd have more sense than brains. So anyway, getting to the novel. One of the things I like about this stream, and it's been a unique balance for me. Yes, thank you for the hair. Yeah, no, I way back to the topic I had started at the start of the stream. I was getting back into my workout routine, and I needed to take a shower because I don't want to host a stream sweaty, stinky, and covered in garage dirt. So I decided to hop in the shower and, shower myself up, and I saw that it was 7:28. What? Where? The Swift H. Oh. All right. Yeah. No. We've been derailed. I have to fix this. Yeah. Blunt pummel. Oh! The blunt. Okay. I've got that. No, he is not one of those cool guys. He is a professional agent, and I will thank you not to bring the Mariweenies into my story. This is a Christian stream. We're not doing that. But good eye, Sush. Alright, where was I? Yeah, no, right here we had one of those hippie agents. I'm not talking about the those kinds of hippies, like leg hippies. Have I killed this joke yet? Alright, anyway, I decided to hop into the shower, and after working out, and I did my hair up, and I noticed that HuffPost, insanely popular YouTuber Caleb, does a known white Oh my God, Sush, you are just killing it tonight. No, I heard that though when they did the article about like the OK symbol. Like, oh, that means white power. He's doing a symbol with the hand. It means OK. The single most recognized word in the world. Okay. But back to this. I saw the time was 7:28, and I wasn't going to stand there with a hairdryer and try and get a suit and tie on and my hair all dry. So I decided that since I was already going to be dressing fancy, I'd bring back the 60s side part, and I'd summon my inner review bra. So it is, you're running on empty food review. God, he lives down here in Florida. I'd love to meet him at some point. I love his stuff because he has such like a dry wit, and the faces he does conveys like an ethereal level of seriousness. When he, so I went into McDonald's, and I could feel the grease permeating my skin from over 13 feet away from the counter. It was a really oppressive environment, but I soldiered on. Like, I love his shtick. It is. I wish I was that creative. Can I please trade in my thin tie here and be review bra? Oh God, and his eyes too. I'm pretty sure if he got into a staring contest with an owl, every owl in existence would just sort of accept him into their groupage and respect him for just the intensity of his stare. Like, if one of these days he reveals that he's actually some sort of alien owl, like the Owl Man or whatever it is, just assuming human form and disguised, and he just one day takes to the sky, I will not be surprised. Weirdly enough, he actually kind of puts me in mind of Little King John from Rat Boy Genius to a little bit. Not the way he talks, just the way he looks. And I'm not dumping on him. Again, I'm a subscriber. I love the review thing. I love that he has a radio station. I just wish I could listen to it. Like let me flex on all you Goodwill shoppers a little bit. Ugh. I have a Zenith low band radio here. Absolutely adore the thing. Never had to change the batteries once in it in the entire time I've had it. And now that I said that, I'm going to have to check this thing. Yep, nope, we're good. I have never once had to change the batteries in that thing. And you'd think at some point if he's pumping out this radio thing, I'd actually tune in and listen to it, but I never, ever have the time. And I really wish I could. Oh god, yeah, no, I love the fact that Phil Swift has his own YouTube channel and he's just as insane as the commercials. But, anyway. Oh, and as for the fancy suit, that's kind of an interesting story because specifically why I picked this is because of this tie, and why I wanted to wear this tie is I was bouncing around at like 1:30 a.m. last night, and I came across a fan film of the Titanic, you know, as you do, and I think it was called like The Last Signal or something like that, and I'd watched it before and I loved it, and they were wearing the period clothing, and I noticed he had this really thin necktie on, and in like my sleepy delirium I pointed at it and I was just like, I got that same tie! I like that tie! I'm going to wear that tie to work tomorrow! And this is me all day, except for with wild or crazier hair when I'm at the office. So, I'm channeling my inner Tom Baker. I've got my big bohemian hair. And a thirst that cannot be quelled. Alright, now, I'm going to try and hop right into typing this stream. Oh, let me bring up OBS real quick. Yes, recording. I'm not an idiot. For now. And let's see what we can do. And I don't know if I completed this sentence or not, because as we've discovered, it is easy to derail this train. I am the Firestone tire of the train world. But it's kind of interesting doing these streams for me, because there's the pressure there to actually type that's not there throughout the rest of the week, and I feel like I get more done with the streams than I do during the week, because I kind of peter out, sort of. Like, I am the worst at taking my own advice. Little did he know, not giving me a platform would have been the smart thing to do. Yeah, no, I know. But you're cheap entertainment. I don't have to pay you. You know, Sesra has the Yinglet Union on her side. I have to pay her like 15 clams per hour per appearance. It's... she's got my number. And a love of butter clams, excuse me, that is completely unrivaled. Yeah. Now, for a change, I have my notes here, which are written on the back of the Bayport menu, because I recently went up to the Bayport for lunch. I think Valentine's Day specifically, like the day of, they were still open, and we stopped in there. I can't make hot wings anymore, which is a shame. I don't know if this is everywhere, but I'm noticing a lot of people don't make breaded wings, and they don't make them well if they do, like if you ask for them. Like the oil's always old. I had to physically tell them, use flour. not breadcrumbs to bread the wings. Just put the chicken wing in flour, a little bit of egg, hot sauce and butter. Ta-da! And the things I got were just greasy and awful. And it's a shame because they used to make really good wings. I don't know if anyone, like, is that just the new thing? Oh, God, and I was completely unhappy ages and ages ago when we first came down here. The first time you come to Florida and you mention you like chicken wings, the first thing out of everybody's mouth is, you know, the original Hooters is down here. Hooters, 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 la, 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 la. They make the best wings, best wings, best wings. Their food's awful. I hate it. I've been there once. The one time I finally decided, well, everybody's always suggesting it, and they sell the Hooters hot sauce in at Walmart. It must be pretty good. It's awful. I will never eat there again. Time to convert to... yeah. Yeah, no, well, is it just as bad where you guys live? Like, have any of you ever tried the wings? I don't know if the wing hype is just because, oh, the first Hooters is here in Florida. Goody. I will give them this, though. They have nice socks in there. But yeah, I have my notes with me right here. You've never liked hot wings. Okay, well, no, that explains why you're so messed up. Go eat some hot wings, embrace Jesus, and come back to me after your wing-based epiphany. Your poultry epiphany. Texas does not have a good Hooters, apparently. Pluckers? Is Pluckers like the same shtick where like they're a sports bar or something, or do they actually focus on making a legitimately good chicken wing? I'm Canadian. Fun is out. Yeah, no. We're not going to go there. Oh. It is like that. Yeah, they do. It is like that as in they focus on the wing, or it is like that in the sense that they have scantily clad women going up to you like ra-ta-ta every time you're trying to eat. Like, I like ambience. I don't like a stripper standing next to me while I'm trying to eat. And I'm not being down on these people. Everybody needs jobs, especially in this economy. But if that's your only gimmick, I think you're in the wrong business. I'm there for food. Sports bar, no. No half-dressed ladies. Oh, thank God. Too close to school. Well, that's city planning at its finest. This is chicken love. This every day is leg day. Monday, Tuesday. Oh, Naomi Smalls. I know the song, by the way. My sister has this one Erkin character because she's still keeping like it. I don't know if anyone else remembers the Invader Zim fandom and like early DeviantArt, where like for whatever reason it bred the most sociopathic kids you'll ever meet. That to this day, anyone from like most of the people from the old IZ fandom are like these angry, Gollum-esque curmudgeons that are just hanging on to the emaciated corpse of their fame. And they're just bitter towards everybody. Gid shows up and just screws around and makes funny, not edgy characters. And one of the best ones she made is Invader Leg, whose shtick is like his legs are 90% of his body almost. And like he is so self-absorbed and just like, my glorious legs. And he just shows up to a planet. He's no more competent than Zim, I don't believe. But, like, he shows up and just, like, smacks his inner thigh. And, like, the whole world bows down to him. And it's the funniest, goofiest gimmick. And she has this amazing story about it. Like, go check out my sister's DeviantArt. Or, better yet, her, what do you call it? The art portfolio thing. What is it? Invader leg. I need to find that. I need to draw. Oh, I had her draw Invader Mooch before. My little annoying guy. Oh God, that's adorable. Art Station. That's what it's called. Art Station. Yes, no, I'm getting. She can hear me. I'm getting bombarded. We have the Gidge plug of approval. The Stream Inquisition is strong tonight. No, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to take preventative measures for the Stream Inquisition. I'll be ready for them next time. Yep, we're all set. Make my day. Do not break the thingy, please. I yell angrily to my eye-hand coordination. Oh lordy, yes. You know things are serious when the flintlock comes out. You are about to leave Picarto. What do you mean leave Picarto? The following link doesn't. Shut up. I just want to look at an invader with long legs. Yes, there he is. Oh God, go to her YouTube and find the video she did. I don't know if it's public or not, but it's like Life is Pain or something like that. And she animated Invader leg. It is... Oh... It is hilarious. There, let me just go through. Boop. 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 Take care of the messages and Skype. Oh, and forgive my dog at the door. He has this weird thing about closed doors where he'll just stand outside them and cry. I'm pretty sure he'd make a good spokesperson for the Democratic Party because anything that obstructs people from coming in unannounced or unlawfully, he is wholly against. So, Max, I'm sure I appreciate you vying for Maxine Waters' position, but not outside my door, please. All right. I'm going to build a door. Oh my God! I almost kind of had the right hair for that too. The circle is now complete. No, I'm going to make the cats pay for it because nobody with any sense likes cats. Oh, man, they're developing him. Okay, we are no longer friends. No, I don't mind cats, to be in all fairness. Like, it depends on the cats. I don't like the persnickety ones, but I do like the friendlier ones that you can like pick up and like, hello cat, I am going to hug you now. And it doesn't go like and kills you. I used to have a cat when I was a baby. His name was Moose, and he still had his front claws, so he would tear up anything my parents bought. Curtains, baby bedding, diapers, you name it. And he had this weird thing, like, you remember, I don't know if anyone still remembers this old phrase of, like, a cat will take a sleeping baby's breath away or something like that. This cat would see me laying in the crib sleeping, and he's just like, that face looks like as good a place as any to want to lay down. He'd just curl up, and I'd be there, I can't breathe. You used to have a moose called Cat. That's great. Alright, now let's see if we can actually get to the writing here, because I've been here for about half an hour just talking. It's called Written Wednesday, not Spoken Saturday, so I've got an obligation to live up to. And I'm not going to read out everything. I'm just going to get right into the typing. Hey, welcome back. book collab. Yeah, I believe they're called role plays. I'd write a book. I'd like that. That'd be fun. Book collab. Do you want to write a novel? Yeah, next book. I don't know if any of you got... Yeah, a distraction again. I know. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I'm horrible. Bad llama. I don't know if you guys follow it, but I've really been into the whole PewDiePie versus T-Series thing, and I hope that he maintains it, because I like this... I know he's not the biggest, but I like the idea of that old spark of YouTube where it's for us, the creators. I mean, I know I'm nothing special. I'm not that great. And I'd be lucky to hit 100 subscribers, I think. But just the assurance that it's a place where we get to be TV, we get to make what we like doing, and we just get to, as artists, come together and celebrate ourselves without commercial breaks every 15 seconds. I like the precedence, and the fact that they started letting big companies come in, and like, it's their freedom to have their own YouTube channels, but when they're pumping in money to want to rig the game, it loses the mystique. It's like where we are now. It's like watching the Wild West die. It's like being there those last few years, and it's that, except for the internet. And one of these streams, I'd like to eventually finish this chapter. I had started writing this chapter. Let me scroll down here. Like about here, this was the last chapter, and I said, "Oh no, I'm going to put this will do better later." So I have an entire other chunk of this chapter to want to stitch in here. I just have to get along a little bit. Excuse me. And after the book's done, if you guys are interested, I'm thinking about doing some of my other books, like Fly By Night Apocalypse, or what did I call it? It's the Anthology of Unsettling Tales, and stuff like that. If you're interested, I'd like to keep the Wednesday streams going. Oh, yeah, we know. You remember Fly By Night Apocalypse. I don't know if I ever showed it to Sush. I had this idea for a book you could do where it's Jin telling us what the weirdest... Oh, that'd be interesting. like Genie Facebook. Man, I'm telling you, them mortals are getting weird. The last one used his 3 wishes for Kielbasa. Kielbasa, Primordial Jelly, and a David Hasselhoff calendar. God, one of these days, God willing, I'll be able to get through a sentence without stuttering and stammering and tripping over my face. Check my notes here. Okay, I'm doing that now. So, and this is good for morale, keeping your notes, because you can go check, and you're like, I got that done. You can look at it back at it later. You know what? I'm going to put 2 checks there because that was a 2-part idea that I'm about at. All right. Yes, like as much as you can, paper notes. Because one, it's one thing to sit down and just type. I get 2 sentences, 2 sentences in before just going off the rails again. But it's one thing to type it down on the computer. It's another thing to sit down, have to get everything and like write it down. It stays with you a little longer. Hey, Nikolai is here. And secondly, for anyone who's having a hard time with writing, like again, this goes back to my, humans are complex. We're a very contrary thing, where we like what it's not, and we hate what we love to a certain degree. Like, again, writing is very inspiration based. But at the same point in time, if you spend all day just sitting, my muse will come to me eventually, YouTube, until then, nothing will ever come to it. But at the same time, if you're working till 5 in the morning and you're just dying and not able to really type and you grow to resent your work, then that's not doing anything either. But the most important thing you can do is encourage yourself, like subconsciously, like, forgive me, the gears are turning up here. I'm kind of building the steam of what I want to say. But subconsciously train yourself so that you more easily can go with the flow and feel things and feel that flow state coming on. And I think one of the things that helped with that, and it helped in Inktober when I was doing all the drawings, just doing something a day. I'd recommend, as well as paper notes for yourself, make a document, a Word document, and save it to your computer, where once a day you just write something. Anything. Even if it's just like, doing this because a fat hairy guy on the internet told me to do that, lol. I can't think of anything to write today, so I'm just writing this, lol. Man, today kind of sucked. I should really do something, or, you know, just anything. But getting into that habit of writing at least encourages you to sit there and write. And if you spend all the note going, no ideas, I hate doing this, God, why don't any of the ideas come? I watched YouTube way too much, and you can actually visually see what it is that's on your mind and what you've been thinking and your record so far. It's easy to look at yourself and internalize through a rosy lens because you're you. And while it's easy to hate yourself, at the same time, it's also easy to think you're just fine. And no, everything's fine. You're not that bad. You'll just do this later. You're just pushing off. You just haven't had the time, buckaroo. But to see everything written out, I think, will help you. And if you have page after page of didn't do anything today, only writing this cause, it'll sort of inspire you to sit down. It's like, okay, I'm breaking this streak because I don't like this. I don't like having a 2-page streak of not doing anything, and just work on something. And that idea of I'm going to break this by working on something, I think it encourages, like, it takes the momentum you build up for once a day writing in a document and transposes it to the project you want to do. So it's not a matter of forcing yourself way into the night to be working on this, or forcing yourself to be working on this. You're taking the momentum you've built, the feeling, the habit you've formed, and moving it back to what you want to do. And when you're in that folder, and when you're in that state of working, it becomes something easier to want to do. And you can hit that swing and get that flow and be like, okay, yeah, I'm getting some stuff done. And then for the next week, you can be like, didn't do anything. YouTube, LOL. Super Bowl, haha. Or, whatever. But it starts the ball rolling. The best thing you can do is try to train yourself. Treat it like a game of chess, and you're trying to beat a second version of you. I've discovered a lot of my best moments of self-improvement come when I'm talking to myself. Because it's one thing I've discovered, at least about me, to have a thought pass through your head of like, you should really be doing this. You really should have chose to do this. Oh, you should write this down later. A thought is something temporary. It's dust in the wind. It's here one minute, gone the next, and you might never, ever, ever remember that ever again. It's temporary, and subconsciously, in the back of your mind, you know it's temporary. But when you sit there and you open your mouth, or you stare at yourself in the mirror, I don't want to go the mirror route, because I don't want to get to the point where I go crazy enough to start personifying the reflection like those old Shaggy cartoons. But when you vocalize it, when you take the time and effort to start making your face work, it becomes a lot more memorable. Like, I remember years ago, I had decided I wanted to stop lying. And I don't lie a lot, but in the course of a day, it's easy. No, you look fine. No, this looks fine. No, I'm completely happy. You do what you do. Oh, hey, there's change on the floor that I saw this one person drop and they didn't notice it. Pennies, who cares? It's just a penny. Anything in life that you're going to do, you got to hold yourself accountable for it. And I said, no. I gotta do better if I'm going to be better. And I need a way to want to hold myself to that. And I know you can train yourself through repetition to do things. Well, how am I going to remember not to just wimp out and default and lie when it's easy to make people happy? How am I gonna train myself not to do what's easy, but do what's right? And I came up with a mantra. And I came up with a rhythm. It's just do the right thing. But when you say it over and over again, it builds up a sort of beat to it, a flow. Do the right thing, 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 do the right thing. And and it's just this thing that's always with me now. Do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing. So when I'm in a situation like that, where it's like, oh, hey, whatever a situation would be where you'd be encouraged to lie, like, oh, I could, I don't have to sweep this floor, I could just swish it around or something like that, or something like that. It pops in. Do the right thing, 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 do the right thing. And you get involved in that chant, and you get momentum going, and you start writing. And the day I figure out something just as catchy for write your damn book, write your damn book, write your damn book, is the day that I'm pretty sure I'm going to go pro. But until then, we have written Wednesdays. No, get that. Get that. No, we are revoking that. No. Excuse me. I didn't have dinner yet. I spent too much time working out. It's not like even all that intense stuff. Like, yeah, man, my gains and quads and forearms and biceps and watch out, Charles Atlas. It's just easing back into it. But my day got away from me really fast because today was a work day. Wednesdays and Saturdays is when I work. But let's get back to writing. And Nikolai, I want to talk to you in Discord afterwards. Because I know you like transportation, and I've been in a huge boat kick here again. Like, when I was a kid... Oh, yeah, Nikolai. Nikolai does not skip leg day. So, the song we were doing, like, Monday, Tuesday, leg day. Nikolai lives that, because he works at, I think, Universal, and he is always on call. Nikolai is admirable because he absolutely loves his job. When they had him working in Volcano Bay, I can't talk to him or say hello without him going, Kiora! And it's just like, hello, Nikolai. Hi! English words that we have agreed on. Alright, now, seriously, I need to get writing. Otherwise, it is not a written Wednesday. It is a spoken Wednesday. Or a wasted Wednesday in my case. Have you heard? Yeah, no, I've heard a lot about the Discord thing, and it's a shame because look, it grew on to me. No, it's endearing. I'm just teasing you. But I don't know. Furries are weird to want to begin with, but they're the easiest group to want to hate on because they're like their own little microcosm. They're their own little micro community. You have the decent ones, the convention ones, which usually intersect with the decent ones, and then you have the batshit crazy ones that just make everybody look awful. But at the same point in time, you have that with everybody, like Star Trek fans. You have the doctors, the engineers, the NASA people, and then you have the nerdy basement dwellers, and the incels who go around touching on people, and just nasty stuff like that. It's just what's popular to dump on in the news. Like back in, I think, 1928, it was popular to dump on people who read. You were a bookworm. You're wasting your time. You should be out there mastering a trade. Look at this bookworm. And there was this kind of double standard of, oh, you're reading a book, you're a nerd and a waste of time. And simultaneously, oh, this person's a well-educated scholar. It's like you had to show up on the field with your brainlet powers turned to maximum to want to begin with. Because if you spent all your time reading, oh, he's a shut-in, he's a misanthrope, he's a weirdo. But, you know, the wheel keeps on turning. Back in the 50s, comic books. Oh, the comic books are killing our youth. It's what can we rile people up about to hate on, so that we can make you do something, vote some way, think some way that benefits someone who really doesn't give a crap either way and is completely far removed. And I'm not dumping on the rich in general. I'm not throwing out a blanket term where, oh, it's just the rich and that's how they are. No, it's dicks. Dicks are dicks no matter how much money they have. I've known people who are dirt poor and an absolute prick, and people who are rich, who are nothing short of selfless and noble. People work most of the time to get their success. They've earned it. Which is why I don't think like super high taxes on the rich is warranted. That's like saying at some point, if you become too successful, I deserve what you have. What? No, I put in the work. Our main cornerstone of our society is succeeding by your own merit. That's like if I became the most world-renowned horse breeder, wrangler, rider, whatever, in all the world, and I spent every day honing my craft, and some random person from the government shows up and says, your horse game is far too magnificent. You don't deserve these horses. I'm going to take 70% of your horses. Bucko, you can hold your horses, because something here ain't adding up. Yeah, no, another stream where I'm just off. But yeah, no, it's horse communism. Yes, no. But no, it's important to, I think, at some point, remember, everybody is just trying to make the world better as much as they can. So when it comes to hating on people because another group hates on them, it's usually the people in power telling you to hate on them that has the ulterior and nefarious motives. Everybody wants to do good. No one wakes up a day twirling their mustache saying, how can I blow up the world? I want to murder when I grow up. Like, no one is born inherently evil. It's through a life wasted, a poor household, and mistakes that we lose that. So taking the time, whether it's Discord or anything else, to just sit down and say, okay, somewhere in their lives, these people went astray, but I'm not going to jump onto the hype wagon, ride the hype beast into battle and hate on everybody because that's the trending topic. The people responsible aren't avatars for a specific group. That's how you get stuff like racism. A couple bad eggs spoil the brew. No, you just throw out the bad eggs. When there's a few bad apples in the bunch, you set them aside. You you find a better bunch. You take care of yourself. You do what's better for you. So if you're dealing with someone who is just absolutely toxic like that, I'm gone. Abscond. Be better. You don't need that. You're not bargain shopping for your life. And if you're around nasty people, and the best thing you can do, let's not confuse bad people with people you don't agree with. The best thing you can do is talk. Pour as much research into the ideas you think you believe in as possible, so that you're not just paying lip service to what you believe in. Because when you play that game where I believe what I believe because I'm right, and you come up against someone who's much smarter than you, or at the very least more well versed in their point of view, and they make you feel like an idiot, you're going to get angry and you're going to push back against them. Sush, I'm trying to make a point here, so we can tone it down if you would, please. But you're only going to cut yourself down and get angry at people and hostile towards people when you run up against someone who knows their point better than you. And the only way we're going to get constructive and uplift ourselves and keep people from delving into the realms of going off the tracks and becoming these bad people is by encouraging, as artists, using these communities we have, like YouTube, DeviantArt, whatever you're on, using them as a platform to talk and not buy into some fat cat showing and saying, these people want to ruin everything and destroy everything. And stop. Obviously they've made a mistake. or they're coming at a problem from a different point of view, and if we just talk to them, we can figure out what's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we're both stupid. But we're not going to know if we don't talk, and we can't talk if we don't understand our point. So, whenever it comes to a specific group causing problems, don't make them the avatar of everybody. They're just people who have either made some bad choices in life and their life has gone off the rails and their subconscious has just taken off with them. Like we said here, we need to train yourself to be devoted and stick to things. Well, if you start training yourselves to take the worst way out, the easy way out, do bad things, it's no wonder that they're going to get used to that. And they might not be inherently bad people, but they need someone there to encourage them to pull out of that. That being said, again, everything in moderation, including moderation, sometimes there are people who are just bricks. And it's important to be able to not only conduct yourself intelligently and talk intelligently to these people, but also when you exhaust yourself and they're not willing to listen, to leave. Find that better group. You don't need to be in that group if that's your circle of, like, who you call friends and they act like that. Or if someone in Skype said that 50% of the population needs to die. Okay, that person's an ass. That's not Skype. It's silly, and we need to conduct ourselves better than that. Because we are better than that. It's only through faulty, defective media normalizing wickedness, depravity, and just taking the easy way out and being nasty. No. Thanos kind of puts me in mind of those old-timey, like, Ronco razors from the 50s. Like, his chin is... No, I'm pretty sure there's, like, a button at the top of his head that gets that spinning. But my point stands to what I was trying to make. Now, anyway, again, back to writing. I'm going to try to focus here. This is just Caleb's life advice. And I don't know if it's any good. We're listening to a fancy-dressed potato try and talk. I'm going to put the world into perspective. But that's, like, why I wrote Infinity Quest. I want something near utopian, where people are how I see people. Because I love everybody. I don't hate a specific person. If I see someone in trouble, I'm going to try to help. Because, like, I went through kind of a bad place when I was a few years younger, maybe 5 or so, where, like, we had moved down to Florida. I was homeschooled. I didn't get out much, and we were living in, like, a very tiny trailer. And I got to feeling like I didn't make a big impact in the world, and my presence didn't matter, and the best thing I could do was, like, the most effective thing I could ever do was, like, if I saw someone getting ready to be shot, is put myself in the way and take the bullet, because obviously they're going to be more important than me. And that's not a good thing to want to think. That's not a good place to want to be. Nobility's one thing, but when it comes out of defeatism, when you feel like that, you're just looking for trouble, and that's a self-destructive spiral, and that's no better than the other group I was talking about, you know, the bad apples. And I feel it a shame that media just plays on this low common denominator and says that doom and gloom and anxiety and all these negative emotions are just the norm, and that's just how people are. Like, how many times have you seen joke videos where, oh, the world's gonna end, and the second that the consequences are no longer a problem, the monster comes out, and there's people breaking through glass and looting and stealing and killing and murdering and pillaging and whatever else have you in media. How many times have you seen that, where it just devolves into, oh, something's going wrong, every man for himself? I'll tell you another thing, that ain't even historically accurate. As a people, we are brave and noble and good. It is our key tenets to think of others, to empathize for others. That's why we have cities and groups and committees all devoting to helping people. We're not just waiting for the switch to be flicked so that consequences disappear. That's not us. When the Titanic was sinking, and it was women and children first, men stood aside out of honor and chivalry. They faced ice-cold waters and certain death. They weren't there punching little children out of their mother's hands or diving into the boats and shoving women overboard. Now, you can say sexism or whatever because of women, but I'm saying boil it down, the core value of that. Doing the right thing. Making sure someone else could survive in your place. That nobility. That isn't something lost to time. That's something that is easy to want to forget about, because when you think everybody is waiting to screw you and you better watch your back because the whole world is out to get you and people are just animals held by an ever-thinning leash, you start looking at the world negatively. You stop seeing people as people, and it becomes much easier when people tell you, oh, this group voted for this person, they're a literal Nazi. It's easy to remove the sense of humanity when every single source of media that you intake is telling you you're not fundamentally human. That the only thing keeping you human is the fact the electricity's on. Is the fact that you have a car. The fact that police will show up. And that's why I started Infinity Quest. I don't believe in that. I want to see a future that isn't just some bigwig looking to pocket a quick buck by bringing back a beloved IP, throwing whatever pop culture thing he can into it, to in a hope that people watch it and he just makes money because people know the name. I want something that looks towards the future, that speculates. And my mark's probably wrong. None of this is probably going to come to pass. But what I'm doing here is giving an alternative to what's on TV, to what's the latest tragedy, what's the latest doomsday scenario, what's the newest, laziest, easiest thing to write, what's the newest way to bastardize a beloved franchise. And I'm looking at you, Star Trek Discovery. Snap. And look at the other end. Oh yeah, Steve Buscemi to this day. Buscemi. Uber Duber. Well, however you pronounce his name. Was there helping. And to this day, he refuses to admit that he did much anything. And I wasn't helping. I was just in the area. I was asking people. I moved a little bit of rock. That is a fundamentally good man. And I don't care what his politics are. Because that doesn't matter. I've not been conditioned to the point where if he doesn't vote the same way I do, I'm sorry, that's null and void. Everything. Nope, sorry. Nope. Can't talk to you. You're awful. What that was a moment of humanity. And humanity transcends parties. Parties aren't a sports team that are just there, woo, win. They represent ideologies about how to fix what's wrong, how to make us better, how to overcome, and how to get into the future. The moment they start acting like a team, a baseball team, whose only objective is no longer to represent the American people, who, by the way, that encompasses everybody, both right and left. The second it becomes a matter of my team must win over yours, you have no business at all in Congress or representing people, because now you're not representing the people, you're representing the group, you're representing the party, and it's that kind of thinking that leads to the state we're in now. Now, back to my action-y fight scene that completely undercuts that. Yeah, no, I know. I get distracted very easily. Oh, cool. Yeah, I bet, Nikolai. I need some water. And then after this, I'm grabbing dinner. It doesn't need to be italic. Dyslexia. Never a dull moment. Or never a moment dull, actually. More accurately. What's next here? Quick to look for, not spot. Alright, I think I'm gonna go till 9 and then call it. And yes, we're going to take Mel's We're going to take Meg's wise advice and save often. Who will henceforth be known as Mel. Let's see. Robust is a word that isn't used enough, I think. I'm going to work up a little diagram here. Here, and here, and then we got 2 here, and this way. So when he's dealing with the bomb here, we're shooting that way. All these guys are slowly flanking him. Again, mechanical keyboards would go a long way. If there was a USB hookup for that typewriter, man, oh boy, I would have the digital mechanical keyboard. Save. Yeah, this thing doesn't have a ka-ching. That's why it's called the Remington Noiseless. I think it's somewhere between 38 and mid 40s, I think. It doesn't do the bell. I thought it was just one of those keyboards that they make to look and sound like typewriters. Nope, my thing is properly old. Buy old or go home. And then be disappointed because it breaks. Thankfully, that's not happened yet. This thing is sturdy. The only problem I have with it is I'm not the best with replacing the ink ribbons, and it slips. I saw someone take and solder in like wired points or something like that into an old typewriter, and they wired it up and they plugged it into their computer. Some of the functions were a little wonky, but it worked, and it was actually really cool. Oh, by the way, thanks to Ethan's Digilant efforts, the first stream I did is now up on my YouTube, and I'm going to start every Wednesday, upload and then do a stream, upload, do a stream. So I'm hopefully going to get some level of consistency, and I can branch it out to bringing back cooking with Greaser. I have a few repair projects I'd like to do. Like, I want to sit down and really think about what I want my YouTube to be, because I want to show what I can come up with and what I can produce and what's in this brain, and hopefully see if people agree, or if it's something they want to see, or if I'm just some young guy who's effectively boxed himself in and made himself this obsolete relic. Nope, only 2. I don't know if any... What happened here? I don't know if anyone else is still super grammatically concerned, but I was always taught it needs to be at least 3 sentences, otherwise it's not a paragraph. So I feel a little weird about leaving tiny paragraphs floating. Oh, well, I'm glad it popped in. Thank you for subscribing and, I don't know, hitting the little notification bell if you did or not, but thank you very much. By the way, Nikolai does Let's Plays, so if you want to see the next up-and-coming little transportation dominator coming to power in digital form, go check him out. My god, I might actually do a majority of a page in a stream for once instead of talking. All do I want to accomplish with this chapter yet? Gotta stop slouching. I want to correct my forward neck posture so I don't look like a jumbo shrimp when I'm 90. Scooch. I gotta think of how I want to word this, and that's one of my big problems. Yes.
You still on there?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, good talk. I want to try and get this sentence done. Like, at the very least, this sentence before I end the stream. Yeah, I know, the Stream Inquisition is strong tonight. The stream I really do need. Yeah, alright, man. You enjoy. It was a pleasure having you, Nikolai. And I think you guys get what I'm trying to say with this. Yeah, basically, like, justice isn't something decided behind the butt of a gun. Justice isn't just a matter of shooting someone. It's a lot... The scope is much bigger than that. And no matter what this guy just did, it's not his choice to just shoot him. That's the fundamental difference here between the UCASC and the humans in this engagement. I'm not saying any one of them is like wrong and just outright, oh no, look at the bad humans shooting people, because no, they are in the middle of a combat situation. It is their prerogative whether they kill them or not, because you know they're invading here and they've likely killed other people. But the priorities of the UCASC is to arrest and judge, whereas humans are treating this effectively much more on face value for what it is, an armed invasion attempt. This is a military action. I think this is... No, this is a terrible place to end it. Being stumped. Oh, that's. Seuss, that's a little personal, don't you think? Jeez, sorry. Have fun, Seuss. It was nice having you here. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Alright, I kind of like that. So, thank you very much for popping on tonight. Thank you very much for being a part of this, and thank you very much for sharing this novel with me in this experience. Thank you very much for putting up with my diatribes, my random tangents, my goofiness, my 15-minute latedness. Thank you just for experiencing this with me and being a part of this moment of my life. I appreciate it very much. To everyone who was a part of the stream, everyone a part of the streams previously, and Meg, the undisputed champion of this stream who has outlasted them all, I appreciate it and I thank you. God bless you for showing up. I'm going to get food because I'm fat, tired, and hungry. Bye.